Hi dear friends, this is Marina, and in this video I'm going to talk about the new moon that we have on the 23rd of June around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So the new moon is on the 3rd degree in Cancer. As usual, here you can find the exact positions of each planet with the exact degree and the sign. And here are the aspects that we have, plus the table with the elements. And we know that the new moon is on the 3rd degree in Cancer. And also we have Mercury and Mars, and they're both in Cancer as well. And they are in conjunction with the new moon. Plus we have also Neptune in Pisces. So basically we have 5 out of 10 planets in water signs. And of course it means that this element is going to dominate. It will be the most important, and our life, our activities, our projects will be influenced by the water energy. And water is about emotions. Definitely this is the key word for water element. So whatever it is that you would like to start to do, or even restart, or just plan, probably your emotions will be something like the main motivational power. So it suggests that this is a great time to start something that you really want to do, and it fulfills you on an emotional level. It's not so much about being rational, or doing what you have to do, or being very practical. This is not the situation right now. Cancer is a very emotional sign, very emotional, and this is a wonderful time to start, for example, something that will make you feel better emotionally. Also, Cancer is a sign related with family, with our home, with children, parents, and including property. So if you have an idea about starting some kind of project related with these topics, for example, making some kind of change at your home, or making some kind of innovation, or something together with your family members, then actually this new moon is very beneficial for you. Also, Cancer is a symbol of the child. So from a psychological perspective, we all have the inner child within us. So this is a great time, just to get more connected with this energy, because this can bring a lot of creativity for us. It can help us to manage, for example, with some kind of emotional traumas, or overcome something from our childhood as well. So just to honor and to feel connected with your inner child can be something very beneficial right now. So we already said here the most exact aspect is the conjunction between the Sun and the Moon and Mercury. So it suggests that this is also a great new moon for starting something in the area of communication, something that we can put a lot of thinking on. We already said that there are a lot of emotions here, and you see the moon is really strong. Basically the moon rules this new moon, so the moon is the strongest planet here, and Mercury is not in a very strong position in Cancer, so the moon influences Mercury much stronger. So it suggests that our emotions will influence the way we think, the way we analyze, and we may not be very objective. We should be aware of that. When there are so many emotions, so much emotions, especially with the moon there in such a strong position, we are not so objective, we are not so rational and practical. However, we may analyze things, and of course, as I said, from a more emotional perspective. However, it's a great time to start something related with communications or with, connecting with others, or for example something related with traveling, with speaking. So if Mercury is important for you or for your work, or for some reason it represents something that you're doing right now, like education, or as I said, traveling, then this is again a very supportive new moon for you to start something and to feel this boost of the energy that will help you to move forward in this area, or in these projects. And as we said, we have also Mars. Mars is around 10 degrees away from the Sun and the Moon. However, it's still influenced and is connected with the new moon. And Mars in Cancer is not in a strong position. We know that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, which suggests that Cancer is a foul position, so not strong position. So it's not about hurrying too much. There is an increased amount of energy to start something, but not in a too impulsive way, because the water side, the water nature of this sign suggests that we should wait a little bit, we shouldn't hurry too much. Also, it's not about making such big taking such big risks. It's we can take some actions, but they shouldn't be reckless or too impulsive. And the other aspects that we have is a Venus, which makes semi-square. So this is a 45-degree aspect. Here Venus is in Taurus, making this aspect with the new moon. I think in the previous new moon we also had the same aspect, Venus from Aries, but now Venus is in Taurus. So Venus in Taurus, we know, is a very strong position. Venus rules this sign. So, it adds even more emotions when Venus, even if makes this aspect, even if it's a minor aspect, it can bring even more emotions. And sometimes we might be, a little bit too sensitive, because the semi-square is an aspect that can make us, overreacting a little bit emotionally on some things. Cancer is also definitely a sign that can be over emotional. So we need to be careful, because we may put too much emotions and we may totally forget to try to analyze a little bit more, distanced or objective. So yeah, Venus adds even more emotions. However, for some activities related with family or close relationships, this is a very good combination, because we have the two feminine planets, Venus and the moon, in the signs that they rule, Venus in Taurus and the moon in Cancer. So the feminine energy is extremely strong. We already saw that Mars is in a weak position, so the male energy is not high, and it suggests that first of all we should use a more gentle approach. We should try to be kind, and some activities related with women can be more successful for us. And of course, as we said, everything related with relationships and with family can be very successful right now. Okay, so what else do we have? We have Jupiter making, this is a centagon, so this is a karmic aspect 100 degrees, which is a very, a specific aspect. It may not be very, it may not have a very strong or visible influence, but suddenly we may start to feel this aspect. And when we talk about Jupiter, even the tough aspects of Jupiter, they're not so, negative. But it might be related, with a very strong desire to do something, or, our ambitions can be really high, and, sometimes we may forget about the other stuff, about how we feel, about, our emotional state, and, trying to concentrate more on some kind of, social topics, or how society judges or, evaluates us. And this may not bring so much positives for us. Instead, I suggest that we should try to focus on how we feel, on what's inside of us, what we want, and what we feel that we want to do. Not so much about, how others will judge us, or what they will think about us, or even, we shouldn't try to think so much if what we are about to start will have such a massive success. It's not the most important here. Try to focus more on the joy and the emotional satisfaction that your project or your activity will bring you. And the other stuff, they will come naturally to you. But Jupiter here is not so much supporting us. We also have Neptune making, so this is a creative green aspect, which is, sorry, just a second. Yeah, so sorry. This is 108 degrees, so quintile and a half. This is again a minor aspect, not so strong, not so obvious as an influence, but it may have a very supportive influence. And we know that Neptune brings a lot of inspiration. Neptune brings incredible the ability to connect emotionally with others, or also to help other people, to be supportive, to be empathic with others. So the general overview here, with all these water planets, with the new moon in Cancer, the strong moon, the strong Venus, Neptune supporting the new moon, I think that it's a great time, to help others, to try to, even make some kind of sacrifice in order to please someone else, because it is going to bring you satisfaction as well. So, try to support someone, to, do something for charity, or something without thinking for the benefits. You see here, when Jupiter makes this karmic aspect, it's not about thinking about the material part here, or the what you will get in return, or are you going to be appreciated for what you do. It's more about the inner satisfaction, to do something that you love and to support others. And finally, the last aspect that we have is Uranus, which makes sextiles with the new moon. But this is an interesting case, because yes, the orbis is, so this is almost 65 degrees, so there is definitely the needed orbis, so we really have this sextile. However, the signs are different, because Uranus is in Aries and the new moon is in Cancer. So naturally, these signs, they are in square. So this is an interesting combination, which suggests that, yeah, we may have this sextile, but it's not a typical supportive aspect. On the first level, it may look like it's supporting us, but after that, there might be a little bit of challenge here. So we might be very inspired to, because of this aspect, to change something. And this change is for something positive. However, because of the nature of the signs, that they're different, that they're in square, probably there might be some kind of tension as well. And again, it doesn't mean that this is something bad or you should avoid that. Just, to be prepared that there might be these strong impulses that, at some point we may not be able to control. And we may want to do things really fast, Uranus making this aspect, and also Mars here, Mars in conjunction with the moon and the sun. It suggests that we might be, not so patient and willing, to wait. But of course, it can also have, empowering influence over us. Okay, so what we need to be aware and careful about is how we express our desires, and are we able to control some aggressive impulses. Mars here suggests, Mars in conjunction with the new moon suggests that we should work on this. And we see that Mars is in opposition with Pluto, a very tough, very challenging aspect. And this is an aspect related with some kind of possible power struggles. You may feel like you want to do something, but something else is like opposing to you, or you have to fight with something or with some kind of structures, or from something like like some kind of social patterns or something like that. So there is still the chance for some kind of tension. Pluto is not in an exact opposition with the Sun and the Moon, but because the Sun and the Moon are in conjunction with Mars, indirectly, and Mars, of course, is in opposition with Pluto, so indirectly, the new moon in some way is influenced by Pluto as well. So Pluto suggests that we may need to make some kind of serious transformations, and again, this is a time of changes. But be careful about, with aggression, with the impulses that you have, because something more, we all actually can be more influenced by our unconscious mind. The strong water element suggests the same. The strong moon position, the moon in conjunction with Mercury, also suggests that we may not be very conscious about things if we don't, put some efforts and try to look on ourselves. So, that's just something to be careful about. And I think that now we can say a few words about each of the signs and in which house you will have the new moon, so that you will know what exactly you can start right now. And for Aries, the new moon is in their fourth house, which means that this is a great time to start something related with home, with family, or to innovate something, or just to spend more time at home. For Taurus, the new moon is in their third house, so this is a great time, to start some kind of new education or something related with information, or to communicate more with others, to connect with your friends, or make some new friendships as well. For Gemini, the new moon is in their second house, so this is a great time to focus more on some kind of material stuff, like money, like your resources, like how you manage with the practical side of the world. So finding a new sources of income is also a great time. Then we have Cancer, and of course for Cancer the new moon is the most important because it falls in their first house. So it's about their personal initiatives, it's about starting new projects, about being more active, more in front of other people, and attracting some attention, and definitely initiating new stuff. With 4 planets in their first house, it's about starting new stuff. Then we have Leo, and for Leo the new moon is in their 12th house, so it's not such an active period. It's more about concentrating on your inner needs, definitely about the inner child, the unconscious patterns that you may have, or starting some kind of spiritual practices, meditating more, or just taking your rest. Then we have Virgo, and for Virgo the new moon is in their 11th house, which suggests that this is a great time for some kind of social activities, for things that you do together with others, with many people, to cooperate with other people. So definitely your social life can be a very important area for you. Start something together with friends, or starting some kind of social projects as well. And for Libra, the new moon falls in their 10th house, so again, this is an important new moon. So it suggests that the Libra can start something important in their career, like a new career project, a totally new career direction, or just more inspiration to be active in this area. Then we have Scorpio, and for Scorpio, the new moon is in their 9th house. So this is a great time for traveling, or for some kind of new spiritual practices, something that will open up your mind, or will change your worldview. Also for traveling and for education, we already said that this is a great new moon, so basically very positive position. Then we have Sagittarius, and for Sagittarius, the new moon falls in their 8th house, which is a little bit more complicated position. And this can be a time when you can focus more on the invisible side of the world, on the invisible, doing something privately, like, learning something. For example, if you have interest in the area of occult knowledge, or, esoteric, this is a great position. However, you should be careful, because sometimes you may fall in some kind of unexpected, even critical situations. However, the positive side of the new moon in 8th house is about that you can start something related with finances. So, for example, making some kind of investment, or attracting other people to invest in some kind of projects that you may have. Then we have Capricorn, and for Capricorn, the new moon falls in their 7th house. So this is a great time for new relationships, new partnerships, concentrating more on connecting with others. So a great time for people who have been single to have a new relationship, or to feel connected with their partner, or just to make together something with your partner. And then we have Aquarius, and for Aquarius, the new moon falls in their 6th house. Oh, sorry, just a second. So we said that for Aquarius, the new moon falls in their 6th house. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this is a great time to start something in your work, some kind of new work project. If you have been unemployed, a wonderful time to find a new job or a better position, or to make some kind of change in your work environment, like change your attitude with your work associates, with your colleagues, or just to feel more inspired to do something. Also for your health, this can be a very good time. You can find, for example, a new health regime, a new diet, changing something in your nutrition as well. And finally, Pisces. For Pisces, the new moon falls in their 5th house. Very beneficial position, wonderful position for everything that brings you joy and makes you feel happy. So basically, this can be everything from new love, new hobby, having children, or just enjoying life. So definitely things about everything related with entertainment can be very, very important for you. So these were the most important indications. By the way, if you haven't watched the monthly forecasts, I will add a link for the videos, because there I talk more about what's happening for you during the whole month, including about the new moon in Cancer. So thank you very much for watching. If you have some kind of comments or questions, please leave them, and I will be happy to read and answer as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon.